What's happening, boxing fans? It's Rodney De La Paz. Wanted to share with you some of my quick and honest thoughts about this Mayweather and Ortiz fight. Um, Aside from the very, very disappointing ending, I'd have to say, from a technical standpoint, um, this was classic Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he fought very, very well, very poised, very controlled, and stood in the middle of the ring and looked like, if anything, he was the one that was trying to cut off the ring and hunt down Ortiz. Um, I definitely was pleased to see that. He was taking it to Ortiz and just standing in the middle and really welcomed Ortiz. And we all saw that Ortiz, if anything, was the one that was really dancing around and moving backwards. Um, and of course, this was, again, probably strategized by Floyd, knowing that Ortiz was really not comfortable fighting moving backwards. So this was all a part of it. Now, unfortunately, that whole headbutt thing, I guess, happened in the fourth round, and I think that was just really Ortiz's like frustration, which is again, you know, just kind of an example of where Ortiz stands mentally. For him to be frustrated already, frustrated to the point of doing something out of the ordinary. Now he himself in the post, fight interview said something about like he's not a dirty fighter. Um, I believe that too. I've never seen it, Ortiz do anything like that. But again, when you take someone out of their comfort zone, they are forced to do certain things that they're not really used to doing. Okay. And, again, I feel that out of frustration, he went ahead and headbutted, Mayweather when he was against the ropes. So, but anyway, and to be quite honest with you, that cheap shot at the very end of the fight, I honestly don't think that Mayweather really thought he was going to knock him out with that sucker punch. Um, I don't think, to boxing fans, this is definitely not something that Floyd should be proud of this win, but nonetheless, it was a win. I wish that he would have gotten up and continued the fight and just kind of called it even. That sucker headbutt. But again, I don't think Floyd actually thought he was going to knock him out. So that kind of, so in a way, I almost feel bad that Floyd was put in that kind of a situation where he won. I don't think he himself wanted to win that way. I think he probably would have definitely wanted to continue to dominate every single round. I mean, they did, according to the Lederman card, I think they gave Ortiz the second round. But even the punch stats said that Mayweather still connected at a much higher percentage. So at that rate, we were probably looking at a very, towards the end, probably, knockout or technical knockout by Mayweather, but definitely decision. So, I mean, everyone knew that this was going to happen. But of course, Ortiz having the puncher's chance of being able to knock out Mayweather. But at that rate, he was connecting at something like 40%, over 40% in each round. It's very hard to sustain that kind of punishment. I mean, it was still early, and Ortiz looked like he was walking through punches, but you keep connecting at 40%. That's going to do something mentally, and it obviously did something mental to Ortiz to have him stoop to the level of doing an illegal headbutt, which he actually denies at the very end. So I don't know what was going on with that. But anyway, again, from a technical standpoint, I think that Floyd, he boxed classic Floyd. He defensively, he was again great. Um, Stood in the middle of the ring, challenging Ortiz to come forward, but Ortiz really was the one that backed up, and I think that was just genius of the Floyd camp to do. Um, I'm not quite sure if there's going to be a rematch. There probably will be, knowing that the fans are going to want to see a rematch. So if there is a rematch, then that means it's just going to be that much longer until we see a possible Floyd versus, Pacquiao fight. Um, Now it's really on. Now we do have to see an actual rematch. But how beautiful would it be with if Floyd loses the rematch and then they have to go a third? That would just be insane. Okay, but I really don't know if Floyd is going to want to sacrifice, a one of his an actual loss, sacrifice his perfect record just for the sake of you know of boxing, of saving boxing here. A lot of conspiracy theorists out there, partly myself, um, just knows that Mayweather absolutely had to win tonight. There was no question. He had to win just to make sure that he sets up the mega fight against Pacquiao. But this makes it a little bit more interesting now because they'll make even triple the amount of money with a rematch. And if he actually loses to Ortiz for a third, then he wins the third fight and then goes off and then beats, Manny Pacquiao. So I don't know. I think I think the history books are still in the making for boxing at this point. So I guess we'll stay tuned. And please give me your comments. Let me know how disgusted you are with this win. Let me know what you thought about the fight on a technical standpoint as well, and if you think that Ortiz still had the chance. But anyway, that's it. So let me know what you think, and talk to you soon.